The diner was quiet that morning, the kind of quiet that felt heavy, like the world was holding its breath. Emma wiped down the counter for the third time, her hands trembling slightly. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was about to happen, something big. Little did she know, her life was about to change forever. Emma had been working at Rosie's Diner for 5 years. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid the bills, barely. She was a single mother to her 6-year-old daughter, Lily, and every shift, every tip, mattered. Emma was the kind of person who always put others first, even when it cost her. She'd give her last dollar to someone in need, even if it meant skipping a meal herself. That's just who she was. That morning, a man walked in. He was dressed in a simple suit, nothing flashy, but something about him seemed different. He sat in Emma's section, ordered a black coffee, and quietly observed the diner. Emma noticed he looked tired, almost lost. When she brought his coffee, she gave him a warm smile. "Rough morning?" she asked. The man hesitated, then nodded. "You could say that." Emma didn't pry, but something in his eyes told her he needed a friend. She refilled his coffee without being asked and slipped a slice of pie onto his table. "On the house," she said with a wink. "Pie makes everything better." The man looked stunned. "Thank you," he said quietly. "You have no idea how much this means." Emma shrugged it off. "It's just pie. But hey, if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm a pretty good listener." The man stayed for hours, sipping his coffee and scribbling notes in a small notebook. Emma checked on him occasionally, making sure he was okay. When he finally left, he left a $100 tip, far more than his coffee and pie cost. Emma tried to return it, but he was already gone. The next day, Emma's manager, Greg, called her into his office. His face was grim. "Emma, I'm sorry, but I have to let you go." Emma's heart sank. "What? Why?" Greg avoided her eyes. "Corporate says we're overstaffed. They're cutting hours, and you're the newest hire." Emma felt like the ground had been ripped out from under her. She wasn't the newest hire, she'd been there longer than half the staff. But Greg wouldn't meet her gaze, and she knew arguing wouldn't help. She left the diner that day with a heavy heart, wondering how she'd tell Lily they might not make rent this month. Days turned into weeks, and Emma struggled to find another job. She applied everywhere, but no one was hiring. The bills piled up, and the fear of losing their apartment loomed over her like a dark cloud. Lily, sensing her mom's stress, tried to cheer her up with drawings and hugs, but Emma felt like she was failing her daughter. Then, one morning, there was a knock at the door. Emma opened it to find the man from the diner standing there, but this time, he wasn't in a simple suit. He was dressed impeccably, with an air of authority that made Emma's breath catch. "Emma," he said, his voice warm but firm. "My name is Daniel Carter. I'm the CEO of Carter Enterprises." Emma's eyes widened. Carter Enterprises was one of the largest companies in the city. I don't understand," she stammered. Daniel smiled. "That day at the diner, I was undercover. I'd been visiting our subsidiaries, trying to understand how our employees are treated. What I saw at Rosie's Diner, it wasn't right. You were fired for being kind, for going above and beyond. That's not the kind of company I want to run." Emma's mind raced. "So, what happens now?" Daniel handed her an envelope. Inside was a letter offering her a job, not as a waitress, but as the head of Carter Enterprises' new community outreach program. The salary was more than she'd ever dreamed of, with benefits that would change her and Lily's lives. "I want you to help me make sure no one else has to go through what you did," Daniel said. "Your kindness, your empathy, that's what this company needs." Tears filled Emma's eyes. I don't know what to say." "Say yes," Daniel said with a smile. "And bring Lily to the office tomorrow. I hear she's quite the artist." Emma laughed through her tears. Yes. Yes, of course." The next few months were a whirlwind. Emma threw herself into her new role, creating programs that supported single parents, provided scholarships for underprivileged kids, and ensured fair treatment for all employees. She became a symbol of hope and resilience, proof that kindness and hard work could change lives. As for Rosie's Diner? It was bought out by Carter Enterprises and transformed into a community hub, offering free meals to those in need. Greg, the manager who had fired Emma, was offered a chance to stay on, but only after completing training on empathy and leadership. The story of the waitress who helped an undercover CEO spread like wildfire, inspiring millions. But for Emma, the most important thing was the look in Lily's eyes when she told her, "Mommy, you did it. You made everything better." And in that moment, Emma knew she had